How to break down a turkey with Larder Meat Co. So here you see me cutting into the thigh. Again, exactly like you would a chicken. I like to break off the thighs first because it makes the whole bird a little bit easier to deal with. I carve down into the oyster, into the socket, and then just simply pull the leg off. That's the socket right there that I'm cutting into. And just trim the leg away. And something to keep in mind, you never really want to cut through bone. So if you're doing this, or if you're cutting through bone, you're doing something wrong. Just try to cut only through the joints. You see, I just removed the oyster right there. That's usually my part. Then I'm gonna flip the bird around. Just do the exact same thing to the next side, straight through the skin. You see, I'm going through that lighter skin right there. That's from tying it. That's one of the reasons I like to tie my birds. It makes it really easy to cut through the skin right there when I'm breaking it down. And again, underneath the oyster, pull the meat off, right through the joint, not breaking any bones. Perfect, just like that. Set that aside. Then I flip it over and it's time to get into the breast. This part tends to be a little bit more difficult for people, but it's not that bad. Right here I'm showing you the lines of the bone. So these are what I'm going to follow with my knife. Right in the middle is the crest. I'm going to cut on either side of that breastbone right there. You'll see on one side there, and right on the other side. Slicing it down towards the base of the breast. And then this line right here, I'm going to follow the wishbone down both sides. This is kind of difficult to see because I have to turn it around, but I'm basically running my knife right down the side of that wishbone, all the way down. And then straight through the shoulder joint. This part you have to be kind of careful. You want to cut away the meat, but point your knife directly against the breastbone to get, or like the breastplate, to get as much of the meat as possible off, and leave as little as possible on the carcass. See right there, and then I usually follow that directly around the wing. And then the same thing on the other side. So again, straight down the middle. And then this is kind of an awkward angle, but I'm going to try to do it right. Cut it right down the side and follow that wishbone straight through to the top. And then here's another angle. Trying to peel off the meat by running the knife against the breastplate. See that? I'm not carving into the meat. Just go slow. Try to get as much meat off as possible. You always leave a little bit, which is fine because it's on the carcass. It's good for soup later. And you can see there's still a decent amount of meat on the wishbone there. I usually leave that on. That ends up in my soup. You can pull it off if you want. And then I'll show you. I take the breast off the wing right there, just like that. And I portion the wings separate. I kind of like to chew on those guys after. So I'll show you how to take that off. It's just like the leg. You cut through to the soft part, right there. And then it'll expose the joint. Pop that. And carve straight through the joint. Don't hit any bone. See that? Pop the cartilage. Just like that. So it's just like a mini drumstick. Same thing on the other side. Underneath, straight through the armpit. Until the joint's exposed, pop the joint. Straight through the joint, don't hit the bone. Boom. It's off. Then you're left with carcass. Still has, don't forget the oyster. It's my part. Nice. Favorite part. All right, there you go. And there's your carcass. Still a little bit of meat on there, but that's fine. Again, that's great for soup, so not a big deal. And then now I'm going to show you how to cut the breast. Straight down the line like that. I like to hold the skin in place, one finger. Everybody likes a little skin. I like to cut across like this to get nice big slabs, about an inch thick each. I like a nice piece. Some people like to slice it super thin. Others portion it down the middle first and then cut it. I just cross cut it just like this. I think it's easier to serve that way. That's the first breast. You can see how I've cut it all the way through. And then this is how I like to portion the leg. So I just separate the thigh from the drum, usually. And then same idea. You cut kind of down the drumstick armpit there, straight into the joint. Expose the joint. And the knife goes straight through the joint. See the socket. Knife goes straight there, not cutting any bone. That's perfect drumstick right there. That's my favorite part personally. And that is it. Then you do the exact same thing to the other side. Show you one more time here. Same thing, just opposite side. That's it, folks. That's how you portion turkey. Just remember, just like a big chicken. If you know how to do a chicken, you know how to do a turkey.